to Active Citizens. The program is As Ide Hot, where we share trending stories from around Nigeria. My name is Sharon Chuku, and joining me in the studio, as always, is the beautiful, splendid Ifoma Oji. How are you doing?
Hi,
Good afternoon.
Sharon. Good afternoon.
How are you? You're always very demure. Oh, hi, Sharon. How are you doing?
Okay, maybe I should be. Hi, Sharon.
Yes, maybe. But it's okay. It's cool. How are you doing?
Just keep it. I'm very well.
You look good. You look good.
And you too.
Thank you, Mama.
Always radiant.
Thank you. All right. So we're going straight to the 3 stories that we have, but 2 majorly. In the mega city of over 200 people, Lagos has just about 100 ambulances. That's 1 ambulance for every 200,000 people. If you collapse on the street, your survivor might come down to whether or not someone has a car. And if they don't, well, good luck. While Lagosians are left to figure out emergency response with WhatsApp groups and private cars, our leaders seem more focused on convoys than casualties. We'll ask the tough questions. And halfway across the world, Kazakhstan has officially banned bride kidnapping and forced marriage. Yes, you heard right. Why did it take this long, you might ask? Who benefited from the silence? And could this move shake up culture across Asia and beyond? And in another breaking news, the Guinness Book World of Record has acknowledged and come out to ascertain that truly Hilda Basi has broken the record for the biggest pot of Nigerian jollof in the world. And this is something that we are all celebrating across the nation. A lot of people have congratulated her. Peter B also congratulated her on his personal Instagram page, and we are just going to talk about that in a minute. But what did you think? Let's just start with something lighter now. Did you think Hilda was going to be able to beat that feat, seeing that at some point the pot even broke and all of that?
Yeah, Hilda has always been, a go-getter. So I actually I know that she was going to, emerge victorious, or she was going to, come out strong at the end of the day. It was so beautiful to see. I mean, it still shows that there are still, more, vibrant young ladies, yes, out there that still want to get to the peak of their career, and you could see that in full, disclosure. I love everything that I saw that day, how everybody rallied around, how a lot of persons supported her. It was so beautiful to see, yes, and I love the fact that she pulled through regardless of what happened that day. I even saw, was it the tin of Gino fell inside the pot. Yes, it fell. Yeah, it was really going to be, serious damage that day. But I think the way they controlled everything, and at the end of the day,
the one I saw was the pot when they were trying to measure it, and it broke.
Yes.
So that just shook us up. I was scared a little, but thank God they scaled through. And we need to talk about the resources that was put into this and the effort it took. So this rice cooked for about 9 hours. 200 bags of rice. So initially they planned for 250 bags, but after they weighed the pot and what it can carry, they reduced that to 200 bags of rice. So now we are currently, because I'm not just saying here that we as a nation are currently holding the Guinness World Book of Record for the largest pot of jollof rice.
Beautiful.
Ghanaians cannot relate.
They can never.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was even wondering how she was able to, pull that through. Because even when maybe in my house I cook jollof rice, it's not even that tasty.
If you
calm down. I'm telling you. So I'm like, I've heard like reviews from people, and they're like, this is very, like, it's amazing. It's not soggy.
Yes, the show was nice.
Yes, the texture was so beautiful.
Because for me, at the end of the day, as long as she was able to cook the rice, I didn't care if it was
exactly.
But the fact that it still came out nice, shout out to Gino as well.
Exactly.
They are not sponsoring this video, but anyways, for sponsoring the Guinness World Record attempt, that was really amazing. That was beautiful. Everything they used was just Gino. So Gino Tomato, shout out to you guys. I'm really happy that a lot of people came out too, because Nigerians, if it's not good, they would have bashed
most definitely. Though some people still run.
Yeah, some people, of course, you can't run away from it at last. You get, but it's such a great feat for us as Nigerians. We love to see young people doing great stuff, accomplishing
yes.
great, amazing feats. So I think this is going to open up another cankerworm of record attention.
Yes.
For that. Let's see the biggest. Brother Shaggy in the post said, "I bet cook beans next week." We are waiting for the biggest pot of beans next week. Anyways, we are going straight to another story. We are starting with what's happening in Lagos State. 100 ambulances in the entire Lagos State with over 20 million people. So it's just as though 200,000 people have one ambulance. And I just wanted to have your take on that.
It's a sad situation.
Yeah, it is.
It is extremely sad. I mean, you could see even people have this, mindset that, I mean, ambulance is for the rich. And it's and
it's something you see in the movies.
Yes, something you see in the movies. Yes, exactly. Or is what foreigners, have access to. It is quite sad that, I mean, one person equal to 200. No. 200 for 200 it is how bad the system is at this moment, and it's so sad to tell, and it's so sad to see. And research has even shown that, I mean, people don't even know the emergency numbers to call, and most of the times they've even lost, the people that know the emergency numbers to call, they've even lost confidence in the system because they don't respond. Out of 100%, or the 200 ambulances they have, if 53%, according to research, states that these people are unresponsive whenever they are being called upon. So you could see people have already lost trust that there is nothing like ambulance system or anything like that could convey people for. And then again, the equally the Lasambus, that is the organization of ambulance in Lagos, they were kind of complaining that the number of vehicles they have to convey people that have been involved in accidents are quite few. I mean, according to research, it stated that, I mean, 35 ambulances are just from the government, and then the rest of the numbers are from the NGOs,
so
private
you're saying that this 100
organizations.
ambulances is not even from the government.
It's
the
not
ones that the government
just
provides is
35. And imagine a mega city that is not even mega when it comes to emergency reactions or situation, and it is extremely alarming. There is a lot. It speaks a lot of red flags. The red flag is just so glaring that we have a lot of things to fix in Nigeria. We talk about insecurity, we talk about inflation, we talk about, now we are talking about emergency response system. It is quite sad, I mean to say.
And this just affects a whole lot of people, the citizens of Nigeria. Most recently, Micheline Hunsa, that was traumatized recently from the 2-hour wait it took for an ambulance to get to her mother that was found unconscious. And we are talking about ambulances, right? But we also need to talk about the traffic that is in Lagos. Assuming we have 10 million ambulances available with the type of traffic that is in Lagos State, how long is it going to get to where it is in Lagos State? How long is it going to get to where it needs to get to? That's another thing, because the availability of these ambulances, how can we still need to fix our roads, the congestion and the lane and the traffic light. I don't know why it seems as though maybe on the island, that's where they respect traffic lights more, but on the mainland it's just anything goes most times.
Sometimes it's not really about, apart from the traffic light, the road are in terrible conditions. You understand? That's another thing. One of the major problems that they are having, apart from the fact that they don't respond on time, these are the things that they are kind of pointing out, that the reasons why they are, most of the times, they are not responsive to emergency hours. And like I said before, it is quite sad that we have a lot of things to fix in the system. And apart from that, I think apart from the fact that they don't even know, people don't even know the numbers to call, the emergency numbers to call, they are not even most of the times aware that there is even anything like, ambulance. Most of them are not even aware, so they are left to when you experience anything like accidents, or when accidents happens on the road, you resort to maybe private vehicles, people that can easily rush the patient or the victim to the hospital. And then there was another thing they kind of pointed out too, that they are unaware of hospitals that are available. They have more beds, they have available beds to refer people, or to even take people there for emergency response. So these are the things that that needs to be fixed in the system.
So they need to also find a way to pass across those information.
Exactly.
But another thing again that we have seen and people have complained about, I don't know if you've noticed, you should have noticed, when you're on the road and you see these black SUVs or black cars with their sirens, and most times they are being accompanied by the army or the police, even though there is traffic in that area and that traffic has been there for 10 hours, when that convoy comes, they always find a way to make room or make way for that convoy to pass. Either the army gets down, the police gets down, and that siren is signaling that you need to let me pass, you need to let me through. Whereas in the normal sense, in the actual sense of things, it's supposed to signal emergencies. So now people that commute on the road, drivers have now come to say that, oh, this is something that we know. It's like a known in-house slang, sort of, that these people that are making this noise, they are probably big figures. They are not in desperate need for medical attention. So when they also see these ambulances, they don't respond in such manner. You will see somebody overtaking an ambulance because they feel they are used to siren sound. This one is just trying to get across or trying to get ahead. So because of the abuse of these sirens, all right, we're still trying to tackle the problems that make it difficult to access ambulances. Because of these issues, you see people being unresponsive to sirens and all of that, and it has affected how fast ambulances can now get to people. But what I'm now saying is this. Now, compared to other African mega cities in terms of emergency response, what is the difference when you compare Lagos State to, let's say, Cape Town or a more advanced African city?
I think when it has to do with other countries, they have, what's it called, ambulance situated in every point or every checkpoint. That is the difference we're having here. And they don't have this congestion that we have here in Nigeria. And then they value people's lives. That is another thing, because in Nigeria here, I mean, sirens always notify that, a prominent personality is, plying the road. Everybody should make way. It shows how we prioritize, these people more than the human lives, and it's part of the things that you can't see in other countries. You see a situation whereby somebody, you see a group of persons, standing on that they're about crossing the road, and you see the way vehicles will slow down for people to pass. That is to tell you that apart from kind of adhering to the rules guiding the road, that they equally value people's life. They don't drive recklessly. You understand? So those are the things. But Nigeria is far more different. Everybody can ply on the road. Everybody can speed up, irrespective of the fact that the road is in terrible conditions. They will still speed, irrespective of the fact that you will still see the traffic lights beaming red. You don't even care. You will still speed on. So that's
another thing, I've been in situations when I have heard these people, these drivers, they see the traffic light and they are saying, oh, maybe it's yellow and it's about to turn red, and they're like, let me just speed up, it's about to turn. They don't even understand the colors or why it's there. Because at the end of the day, it's not just the cars that are plying the road. There are also people. The red is there for you to stop so that other people can pass and cross without you hitting and knocking them over. So they don't get it. They are just trying to. Another thing is that we are always on the move. That's another thing. They are always on the move, trying to get to the next location. It's a common slang here that nobody really gets time. Nobody has time for checking time and all that. But another thing is that with how Lagos State is, how big it is, do you think that, because you mentioned that in other better climates, they have ambulances situated at every point, exactly. So do you think that this should be decentralized to local governments? Now local governments should now take up this responsibility of providing ambulances in their local government area so that it can be easily accessible.
Share all these you see, the local government chairman or all these governors in various states, they go to the government, they kind of sign, they want the government to probably approve one project like that or the other. I think this should be one of the projects that they should, we should be part of the proposals they take to the government. I mean, for
of course,
this thing, because because you shouldn't negotiate anything that has to do with people or human lives. You understand? So yes, I think probably if they can't do that in local communities, then the government, these are the things. If it is probably maybe 50 ambulances per state, then maybe the states can now get more ambulances. But I feel like the government should start somewhere to support states.
And you just mentioned about getting these allocations for these things. Are there other things that you think that we can do immediately, not in 10 years time, immediately, in order to address this issue?
We are actually talking about Lagos and how congested. I wouldn't actually say they should decongest. I mean, you should evict people or evacuate people from Lagos. But I feel like they should be more, routes or more routes. They should, the road network, they should improve. They should. I beg, let's not talk about that one. I mean, they should actually, build more, road network so that if there are emergency situations like this, the ambulances can actually find,
or even emergency lanes.
Yes, exactly. Should find That's what I'm talking. They should build road networks whereby these people can fly, not just normal vehicle, applying there or ahead. So that's number one. And then number two, I think the government, like I said earlier, the government should invest more in getting more ambulances for the state and the rest of the rest of the states.
And apart from
yes, exactly. And apart from that, I think they should sensitize people, create more awareness on the emergency numbers to call. If anybody encounters anything like accident on the road, people should know that there is a number to call. And not just that, I think Lasambus, that is the emergency in the the ambulance body, they should equally find a way to work on their response system. You understand? They should try as much as possible to work on that. Let it be quick. Let people, them should regain. It's not about the government regaining trust, the people's trust. They should equally regain the trust of the people. Let people not feel like it's just the rich that can actually access that particular facility. So that's another thing they should do.
And still talking about that and making it accessible for them. I just want to also talk to Nigerians as well, because there's this, although it's inevitable, people calling these lines that you call these helplines to just abuse that access, and you are calling that line and you are pranking them. Oh, something happened. something happened here, and it did not happen. It's going to make it all look like a joke. So this is somebody's life. The prank that you are pranking for fun is costing somebody his life.
Exactly.
So we should have that at the back of our mind. Although it's not something that we can completely control, it's outside of our control, but still talking to people that are listening and watching as well to take this thing seriously. And at the end of the day, this one is government's problem. They need to fix this. We applaud the private companies that have made NGOs, buses available for ambulances. It's also something that we need to pay attention to. Anyways, talking about what we should pay attention to and the situation in Kazakhstan. banning bride kidnapping and forced marriage. And my question is, for how long has this been going on that they are banning bride kidnapping? What is bride kidnapping? You kidnap someone else's bride, and you force somebody to forcing people to get married is something that we know of here in Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, and other regions, to be honest, as well. But they have come out to now officially ban forcing anybody into marriage. If you try that in Kazakhstan, you are eligible to 10 years imprisonment. So just have that at the back of your mind if you're planning to japa there. And also, you know, bride kidnapping. So what they do there is that you get married and they steal your bride, they kidnap your bride, and I'm like, out of everything to kidnap. I'm not saying kidnapping is good, but come on. So you just talk to the girl, ask her for her number, and try to be nice. Why do you have to go and kidnap the babe? Anyways, what was your take on that?
You know, it was more of a culture shock to me. Yeah.
To be honest,
because
I was really shook.
Yes, I never imagined there's something like this. We know we experienced that in some northern parts in Nigeria, but not bride kidnapping though. You understand? It's early marriage.
Yes,
that's what I'm talking about.
Forceful marriage.
This one, I didn't see it coming. When I saw this, I'm like, where is this one coming from?
Kazakhstan.
Like, a whole Asian country.
Yeah.
How?
No, it's not even shocking me that it's Asian country. It's just the fact that it's in 2025.
Yes.
It should have been abolished like years ago.
A long time ago. It is quite, you know.
No, it is funny.
Yeah, it is funny at the same time, sad to see.
Sad
but I love
that
the
women
fact
are going through things like this, unimaginable things. You know, that when we talk about these things, it seems as though 2025 is it's like in 2025 you always ask yourself that question. It sounds like something it sounds like something that happened 18th century, 17th century. To see that still happening now is really, really crazy and brazy. But anyway, now I'm asking now, do we think enforcement will follow, or is it just paper law when it comes to these laws?
Well, there's possibility of, you know, it being enforced if there is, you know, the law, they follow through like with the whole process, because it's not everybody's. There are some, you know, traditions or even some places in that that will be or stand against it or even protest against it, because it's something that has been embedded in their culture or in their land.
How did it even become a culture?
I don't know for a very long time. So yes, it will be very difficult, but if they are more stricter with this law and ensure that they, you know, mount watchdogs to make sure that, you know, they kind of checkmate all these things, is possible. And then not just that, I think maybe if as the punishment now is 10 years imprisonment, maybe they can increase it for people that are already aware of it but refuse, you know, enforcing it or abiding by it. Maybe they can equally increase the sentence.
Double the sentence to 20.
Yes, exactly.
Now, but I'm asking, you know, before now we didn't know that things like this were happening in a country like Kazakhstan. Now, in other countries where there are similar cultures and traditions, do you think that this is going to spark a change in those countries as well?
Should we even talk about Nigeria?
Okay.
Because Nigeria, apart from the bride kidnapping, you know, we experience things like early marriage,
forceful marriage.
Yes, and it is quite funny that, I mean, the law in Nigeria here, we practice, I think, 3 systems of marriages: the statutory, the customary, and the Sharia law, that is the Islamic. And the, what is it called? The first one I mentioned has to do with, what is it called? The statutory marriage is more like the marriage, the minimum age bracket where you are to marry is 18 years, you understand, and you have to give your consent. When it comes to the customary marriage, is where, you know, communities, it doesn't really have to do with age, but age equally, you know, plays a vital role. Then we talk about the Sharia law, which has to do with you know, people of puberty age, people that, you know, from 13 years, 12 years, they marry, they don't even need your consent. So let's bring back that one in Nigeria. In northern states, I think about 12 states actually still practice that in this 24th century. And it is quite sad that you will see a young girl she's already, you know, a child birthing a child.
Yes,
it is crazy.
It's really
it is crazy. There was one time I saw something on the social media space whereby a man posted someone, I think, is it an Islamic man, he posted something about his wife. I think his wife is around 24 years, that the wife just gave birth. He was congratulating the wife. And then some other man now came out. He was like, he now posted picture of his wife. And I saw the wife, he was a child of around 10 to 13 years. He posted, it was like, my wife have not gotten to that age to, you know, give birth, but I am praying to Allah that very soon my wife will start procreating. I'm like, how are people still having this kind of mentality? Do you know the trauma?
Yes.
The trauma you're making those, you know, vulnerable children, face to encounter. These are children. And I'm like, how are we still in this present age and era, we're still experiencing early marriage? And even the child law act of 2023, it abolished this, that I mean people should not marry below the age of 18 years, and it should be consensual. So I don't really understand why a situation whereby, like in Lagos, they will tell you that anybody that is within the age of 18 or below 18 cannot marry, but when you go to northern states, it's not the same. So why is it that there is law that is abolishing this, and at the same time there are still laws that are kind of trying to play this patchy system, like some states are following the rules, some states are not following this. It is not unified. Why? In this 24th century, I think something really needs to be done about it, especially these northern states, because this is where we have these cases, something like this. It should be abolished. I mean, that sentence is even small, because I noticed that according to research, some of these women, not even women, some of these children, when they grow to that age, maybe they're around 20 or 25 or thereabout, there is this, they start experiencing this leakage in their private organs, and it is, and I'm like, how are you allowing these children to go through this? How can a child be birthing a child? A child, the level of inhumanity, and the fact that even the children are too vulnerable, they've actually resorted to fate. They've understood that this is our culture, this is how our mothers have lived and birthed their children. So we need to continue in that. Yes, which 15? These people get married at the age of 9, and even before they are even born, you see that it is quite sad, and it needs to be abolished. That's sentences sentencing in Asian country. I think Nigeria should have something like maybe 50 years or 79 years imprisonment for anybody that is pushing a child of that age into early marriage. It should the sanction should be more than what the other countries are.
This shouldn't. Thank you so much for that. But at the end of the day, you mentioned the statutory marriage and the Sharia law and everything. I think there are some things that should not be left to culture, to some culture or to some religions or beliefs. If it's inhuman, it's inhuman.
Exactly.
Whether it's from here or there, we don't care. As long as it's inhuman, it is inhuman. And we cannot claim to be a developing nation when we still have in 2025 these crazy issues, things that we should have just been telling our children about. Oh, do you know that in Nigeria this thing used to happen at a particular time? And it's as though we are moving forward but not really moving forward, because how can we be growing as a nation and a particular gender or a group of people or people in a particular region are being sidelined and forgotten? So every other person can develop, but these people can't. That's really crazy. And I just think that there are some things, again, I would say, that should not be left to some cultures, to some laws, to some religion. If it's inhuman, it is inhuman. And that's that. Anyways, thank you so much, Ifoma Oji, for your time. Beautiful conversation we've just had today. Thank you so much. Though it was quite
Yeah,
what's
very
happening.
annoying.
Yes,
very
it is.
annoying. I mean, they should be unified.
They
though.
should do
It
better.
should be
They should do
unified.
better.
One, if you're saying that Nigeria is one,
No,
then
no,
what
I
should
get
be
no,
the
I
same?
get that. No,
What is
to
that?
be honest, we do get it. To our viewers, thank you for doing this with us, for joining in on the conversation. As always a pleasure. If you're yet to follow us across all social media platforms, please endeavor to do so. You can also follow us on YouTube if you haven't done that. Remember, the comment section is yours. Share your comments, thoughts, opinions in the comments. We are always reading, and we love it when you comment. You can also find me on my personal page at Sharon Enemchuku and Ifoma.
You can find me on Facebook at Oji Sophia and on Instagram at Miss Select.
All right, till we see you this evening for Active Citizens Parliament. Do have a good afternoon.